Welcome to Ultimate DIY, where you learn to be your own handyman. And today I'm going to show you how to flash a window. Okay, so generally if you're going to side your home, you're going to do it either with lap siding or you're going to do a flat, sheet siding. Doesn't really matter which siding you use, but you're going to have trim go around your window. So what we want to do, what happens here is when water comes down and you have your siding alone here, just like this, you'll put a bead of caulk here. Well, that caulk over time is going to crack and pull away, and water will seep behind here and get into the window. So what we want to do is we want to create a barrier. And so I go to some place like Metal Mart or any one of your metal companies that have a metal brake, and I'll take some thin stock and you will have them bend it so that you have a flashing piece. So now with that flashing, when you put your siding over it, if water does get behind here, it can't go anywhere. It can't get beyond the metal. So what it'll do now is it'll run back out and drip away harmlessly. Now how this actually looks is this is how I'm going to order. So my very first measurement is my 4 inches, which is the flat part, which is going to be this part here. All right, you can do that in 2 inches. I like to pick 4, but that's your first measurement. Your next measurement needs to be the thickness of your trim. And what I do is I add 1/4 of an inch to that, so that's going to make a 1 inch turn here. So it'll be a 90 at 1 inch, and then I do a little down turn in the very front so the water can drip away. You can do that in 1/4 inch, but most places their brakes will only allow them to do it in 3/8. I know that's the way Metal Mart is. It just depends on you and what you've got available, but anywhere between 1/4 and 3/8 is perfect. And on that very little edge, this edge here, you may want to put a hem on it to give it a little extra strength. Makes it a little bit stronger. So when you go to, that's to actually order it. So you tell them how to actually bend your metal. The other things that you're going to need to know when you go to order it is you're going to need to know the lengths of each one of your windows and your doors. So you will measure to the edge of your trim. Like in this case, it's going to be 70 3/4, and that will tell you the piece, how much pieces that you're going to actually need, or how many pieces. These are usually sewed in about 10-foot sections. You can go through and add up all your windows and your doors and do it that way. So what we'll do now is I'm going to go to the table and I'm going to show you how I actually cut it, because there is another little detail that I like to add to the end that makes it a little bit nicer. So let's go to the table and let's cut a piece real quick. Okay guys, so it's pretty simple to cut these. All you're going to use is some good tin snips. I like these crescent widths because they're straight. Makes a nice straight cut, especially on this longer piece that goes against the wall. But we're going to take our measurement, which I have already measured, and I've made a mark, which mine was the 70 3/4. Now I'm adding 1 inch to each side just so that I can bend over and make myself what's called a little dam. And I'll show you what that is here in just a second. But I've already marked that. I've got that side ready. I'm going to go ahead and cut this one real quick, just so that I know where it's going to be. Now what I've done, you'll cut your little turn down, and then I'm going to cut the actual back piece. And you'll see why I do that. Spin it around. So I've cut the little down turned, the 3/8. Now I'm going to cut, and I left this extra long, by the way. This was the last of the piece, and I'm going to cut it off to the length that I want here in just a second. But I cut that like that. So now this is flapping. That's loose. Now I need to cut this down piece off, the down turn, just the down turn, like that. And now I'm going to cut the back piece. That's where the 10 snips might come in a little handy. There we go. Now all I want here is about 1 inch on this, so I'm going to cut some of this off. Doesn't have to be exact, just somewhere close. About right in there, just like that. Now you can use some pliers. I'm just going to use a glove. Watch these edges, they're really sharp. Bend it up, just like that. Now your siding is going to have to go along here and behind this, so you need to cut a little off there so the siding can get in there. Just like that. Get that piece out. So now what I will do is this will go up on the wall, get nailed in. The nails go on the top away from anything in the bottom where water can get in. And when you go to put your siding on, you'll actually put a little dab of silicone down here in the corner, so it'll stop this. So water will try to run down here, get stopped, go forward and drip off, and it cannot go down the side of your window as well as anywhere in the front of it. So let's go ahead and let's put it on. So now all you got to do is take it, put it back up into place. Does that look good on that side? All right, put it in place. Now what you want to do is look for your studs where your nail holes are at and place it. Just like that, and it is ready for siding. Okay guys, there you go. It's that simple. It's on, quick. If you got anything out of today's video, be sure that you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed. Ring the little bell notification button so that you know about all the upcoming videos as I release them. And if you have time, leave me a comment. I appreciate those. I read them, other people read them, and it helps the channel grow. Be sure you hit the like button. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you next time.